Hello! Have you ever noticed how a beginner tries to play a piano? The notes are often hesitant, a bit flat, and lacking the fluidity of a seasoned musician. Many of us treat our voices the same way, just pressing the keys without really feeling the music. Let me ask you a question. What do you do with a knife, a screwdriver, or maybe pliers? When you think about tools, what do you do with tools in general? Is what I want to ask you. You use them, right? That's what you do with the tools. And that right there is where the problem lies. People, when they think about their voice, they think about their voice as being a tool. And this is where the problem is. And I'll correct you on this, okay? If I ask you, what do you do with your voice? You may say we use our voice every day to communicate. And that right there is the biggest mistake in the world of communication. You start any relationship with anybody with the first few words you speak to somebody, right? Your voice is the first thing they find out about you. It is that crucial. It's the first discovery. Your mannerisms, they follow next. First is your voice, right? You understand the importance of your voice, right? What you're doing wrong is you're using your voice as a tool. You're just using it. And I will tell you what not to do and what to substitute, what you should start doing with your voice. Let me ask you another question before we get to that. With a guitar, what do you do with it? Do you use a guitar or you play the guitar? What do you do with a guitar? What do you do with a piano? Do you use the piano or do you play the piano? You tell me. You play the piano, right? See, that's where I'm going with this. The key word that people get wrong when they communicate is instead of playing with their voice, they use their voice as a tool. You don't have to use it as a tool. You have to play it like an instrument. Your voice is an instrument. And do not worry, I've got a full explanation for this. You're going to learn through this video how exactly to use your voice, how to create the impact that you've been missing in your life. And I'm telling you, just by a little bit here and there, you can actually double, triple, quadruple the impact that you can create with your voice. It's not just about saying the words. It's about the way you say them. That is what is important here. Your voice is not a tool. I think we're clear on that. It's an instrument. And if you go through this life just using your instrument, you aren't letting yourself be taken as seriously as you can be. Let me show you a clip of somebody who's using the piano, okay? Somebody who's a beginner. Now, let me show you someone who plays the piano masterfully. Now, don't you see the difference is really clear? What can happen and what is happening, and you can see it between these two clips. What should have happened and instead what the other person, the first guy, the beginner, is actually doing. The same goes with your voice. Your voice is actually one of the biggest weapons you have in your hand, in your control. Just if you could learn to play with it properly, it would add to your art of communication. Any struggle with communication skills will get over if you actually understand the essence of this video and take it home with you and start working on it. It will disappear. All your troubles with your comm skills are about to get over if you watch this video and actually implement what I'm trying to teach you here. Now today, I'm going to show you how to transform your voice from a simple tool into a beautifully tuned, resonant instrument. If you want a better sounding voice, do this instead. Learn to play with it. We learn that today. We're going to be talking about what a good voice looks like, how it feels like. Okay, so there are 6 qualities that are there to a good voice. We will discuss that. After that, we're going to be talking about 5 important things that you must take care of when you're talking with someone. When you Google famous people with beautiful speaking voices, Morgan Freeman tops the chart. As English learners, I urge you to look up a few videos of his and try and see for yourself what is different that he's doing. Learn from him. You learn a lot from people who speak well just by looking at them, just by observing their mannerisms or just by observing how they are playing with their voice. If you haven't done that yet, I am opening that door for you. I have just made you realize that this is something that people do. You probably were not aware of it, but now that you are, there is a long way you could start today and start learning it. You will see a difference in your life. You will see how people take you more seriously once you start implementing these techniques that I'm going to be talking about in this video. When we think of a great speaker like Martin Luther King Jr. or Amitabh Bachchan, all-time favorite of everybody in India, right? Simi Garewal, they don't just talk, they compose their speech. Have you seen the impact Amitabh Bachchan creates on KBC? Like, he's everybody's favorite. We cannot expect any other host than him. They use inflection. What is inflection? Inflection describes the gentle rise and fall in pitch that adds meaning and emotion. If you speak something straight, hi, my name is Alina Rais, I'm a content creator and I'm going to make a video today on voice modulation. Now this is me talking without any inflection. When you bring proper inflection in your voice, you're trying to play with the pitch of your voice. Sometimes it is rising and sometimes the emotion is a little more serious, so the voice goes a little down. And that's how you play with the pitch of your voice. Sometimes it is thick, like, hello, this is thick. And sometimes it is, yay, the pitch is higher. You get it, right? Another thing that you need to take care of if you want your voice to be more beautiful is the resonance part. Resonance is sound vibrations. Resonating is echoing. I'll teach you that, don't worry. And last thing to take care of is the rhythm. Rhythm is pattern of stressed and unstressed syllables within a spoken sentence, which creates a flow of sound where certain words are emphasized more than others, right? Emphasized more than others. So I have more emphasis on the word emphasized in this sentence and also on the word more and less stress on the word others. Emphasized more than others. You get it, right? So this is me playing with the stress of my voice by bringing out some words and hiding a few so that it creates a dramatic flow of voice. Of course, it is an art. Of course, not everybody speaks equally well. And that is where the beauty lies. That is where the game is, that you learn to play. And if you do, you can start playing with your voice and you can see the difference it brings to your life after that. After watching this video, you'll walk away knowing how to add softness, warmth, and expressive power to your words, captivating everybody who listens to you every time you open your mouth. There are these 5 points which can greatly impact the quality of your voice that we are going to be discussing today. Before that, let's first discuss 6 qualities that I spoke about a little while ago. 6 qualities of a good voice. How exactly does a good voice sound? Let's learn that first. We want to keep our voice in the middle. So there is this lip trails exercise that I learned on YouTube from somebody, forgotten who it was. So either you can speak from the top of your, right close to your mouth, like I'm speaking right now, okay? Or you could speak like Americans from the back of your mouth, from the back of your throat. You see there's a difference, right? I'll say the same sentence using different parts of my mouth, okay? Hi, my name is Alina Rais. Hi, my name is Alina Rais. There's a difference, right? So it's best that you keep your voice in the middle of your mouth, somewhere here, okay? Not from the front and not from the back, so that you do not sound like you're speaking from your nose. It's very annoying. Let's not do that. So this is point number 1 for you. And you could also Google it up. You will probably find other people's good videos that may have millions of views where you can learn about this trick. Another thing is hydration. Hydrate your throat more often. I don't know if you drink enough water, but your throat actually needs hydration. Permanent damage from too much shouting can happen. Your vocal cords are actually too delicate. Hydration helps and protects your vocal cords. So drink more water. Third thing is to stop punching words out of your mouth. Don't let words stop you from breathing. Rather, throw words with airflow. I'll show you an example. Roller, coaster. So you see, I am punching the words out with force. Roller coaster. You're not supposed to talk like that. You're supposed to bring in some softness. It could be a little conscious in the beginning and then it could become subconscious later on. But initially, you've got to do it intentionally. Imagine a man that is punching a bag, and now imagine a woman doing soft yoga. So this is two different levels of energy, right? We're talking about. I want you to bring that energy of a woman doing soft yoga into your voice. Keep energy low when talking. Do not shout, blah, 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 blah. Nobody wants to take you seriously if you're like always super excited, and you implicate that you shouldn't be taken seriously if you talk like that. If you're just jumping like some teenagers without meaning to be taken seriously and just making weird voices from your mouth, no, that's not what we want. Our intention is to keep the energy in a soft space so that the impact of the words is more when you bring more weight in your voice. You're speaking from a base. I told you not to speak from the front of your mouth. You will get it with practice, don't worry. It should not look too forceful, like you're pushing the words out of your mouth. It should not look like that. Lower volume than natural. So if my natural volume is something, some level, some decibels, when I'm talking to somebody, I lower my volume a little bit. Okay, it sounds elegant. Try it to know it. If you haven't tried it, just try it the next time. People who shout when they talk, they do not come across as elegant. I'll admit to you, I may be a little judgmental about that if I see people talking too loudly. And I'm sure you must have learned that in your school or from your parents, your teachers, that you're supposed to speak a little lower, in a lower volume. And of course, lower pace. By lower pace, I mean you space your words out and you speak in a way that anybody could understand you. When you speak too fast, you do not appear fluent. If that is something in your mind, please kick it out. It's a myth that if you speak fast, you're fluent. No, just bringing the idea out properly in enough words in a way that the other person understands you properly, that is fluency. So by lower pace, I mean lower than natural speaking voice. It makes you sound deliberate about what you're saying. It gradually becomes your second nature, so do not worry. Next thing to notice is when you're pronouncing properly, speaking fast is impossible. So we want to articulate our words properly. We want to be more eloquent. We want to be articulate in the way we speak. And that is only possible if you stress enough on all your words. If you are giving your words enough importance. Pronunciations are proper the way they should be. Next thing to take care of is your posture. Bad postures. If you are habitual of slouching, then that is bad posture, and bad posture restricts your airflow. Have you ever experienced this? Like, I can tell you, just pick up a water bottle and start drinking in a bad posture. When you're slouching, just start to drink water, okay? And you will feel that your water is getting stopped somewhere here. You're unable to take it in. The moment you correct your posture, the water seems to just flow in easily. It happens. Try it. Just pick up a water bottle and try it right now. Same way, your voice also, it restricts the airflow if you are slouching when you're talking with people, which leads to a bad voice because obviously the air is not being able to come out the way it should be. Now we talk about 5 pointers to keep in mind every time you speak to somebody. First, think of your voice as an instrument. Your voice isn't just a functional tool, it's your personal orchestra. Each word you utter can have a unique timbre. By timbre, I mean unique quality of a person's voice. Like if you could just shut your ears for some time and play any of your favorite YouTubers' videos, you'll be able to recognize their voice, right? Like you could just hear their voice on a podcast without the video and it would still have a signature of its own. You'll be able to point out the person that's speaking on the podcast, right? You get the idea. So that is the timbre. The way I sound is my voice's timbre. So instead of monotone, add your own cadence. By cadence, I mean modulation. Sometimes go a little loud, then you bring it down, soften it. Sometimes you're fast and then sometimes you're slow. So you play with your voice. It should be dramatic. It should not be monotone. It should have more things to it. The loudness, softness, fastness, slowness, everything. Experiment and find out on your own which tone or pitch suits you best. Next thing to be taken care of is embracing nuances and contrast. A great speaker creates his own nuances, using strategic pauses, emphasizing keywords, whispering sometimes to convey vulnerability. A firmer tone can convey confidence. Speaking more softly can draw listeners in, making them pay closer attention, while raising the volume slightly can underscore the passion or importance behind your words. By strategic pauses, I mean that instead of using filler words like I really like that. I went to Mumbai the last month and what happened was crazy. Instead of saying too many and too many like or how about you pause for a second? It brings gravity to your voice. It brings gravity to your words. People love it. I do it all the time if you've observed on my videos. Then emphasizing the keywords. If some word is more important than the rest, you bring up your voice a little when you're saying that word. I love apples. I love apples. That means I'm trying to highlight that I love apples. You get it, right? Next is whispering sometimes to convey vulnerability. What do I mean by that? Imagine you're talking to somebody and now you want to appear a little vulnerable, as if you're trying to secretly pass on some information. So that's when, instead of talking in your normal voice, you start to whisper, hey, I want to tell you something. I'll give you an example. So if I had to tell you that I have lost, let's say, 5 kgs in the last month and I'm working out regularly. So I'd say, to bring vulnerability, I would say something like this. Hey, you know what? I've been working out regularly. And you know what? I've lost 6 kgs. Can you believe it? Now, this is me whispering to add vulnerability. You get the idea, right? Then a more firmer tone can convey confidence. Obviously, if I have to sound confident, I will not whisper. Of course, I will not be whispering then, right? In a meeting, I would not whisper, because then I will appear weak. I will use a stronger voice then. Speaking more softly can draw listeners in. That does happen, and that is why sometimes you whisper to bring people to pay more attention to what you're saying. Because when you whisper, they have to obviously draw their ears closer to your mouth and to make themselves hear what you're saying. So this is just a little way you play with your voice. Overall, what you're doing is you're creating your own formula for what can work for you. Point number 3 is begin with stories and emotions. Emotions are so important. If you are unable to convey your emotions through your words, through your voice, definitely need to learn it. If you haven't been able to do it yet properly, and if you know that about yourself, it's time you start working on it. Imagine you're telling a child about a secret garden hidden behind a high cement wall. This emotional storytelling approach harnesses your voice's potential, naturally leads you to experiment with volume, your speed, your pitch. People are drawn to feelings, not just words. Remember that. Make your listeners feel what you feel. Emote with your words. Remember this. This is a very important sentence. Emote with your words. Next is practice with intentional sounds. Before diving into a presentation or a conversation with somebody, just warm up a little, and people do that. You may feel nobody does it. No, people do. And especially before a presentation, people practice their voice. A lot of these good people who are known for their voice, they generally practice before they make a presentation, before they appear in front of people. Hum a gentle melody like okay, just hum a little or recite a few lines of poetry, just so that you hear where you are speaking from. Where is your voice coming out from? Is it the middle, it's from the top, or from the back? You hear yourself say a few lines to make yourself clear how you're sounding like, and if there is any adjustment that is needed in there. Or maybe you could sing a chorus of your favorite song. By doing so, you're training your vocal cords, fine-tuning your instrument, right? This is what we discussed in the beginning, that your voice is your instrument. You play with it, right? So before playing an instrument, you always fine-tune your instrument, right? This is what you do with your voice also. And last point is to record, listen, and adjust. For the next few days, you could try this technique. Take a moment each day to record yourself speaking. Listen back to it. So you've recorded it, to listen back to it. Where can you add a pause? Ask yourself, where can you amplify your volume? Are you articulating certain words? Articulation is the clarity and precision in how you form words. Or could you give them more resonance? Resonance is, I remind you, the depth in your voice that gives it richness. Amitabh Bachchan has a lot of resonance. He speaks with a bass. We love it. All of us do, right? Over time, what will happen is these small adjustments will accumulate and they will sculpt your voice, making it powerful and versatile. Try recording yourself reading a favorite quote and post in the comments what you noticed about your voice, okay? That one thing, that one quality that you feel you noticed about your voice. Does it have bass, or your voice is too high pitch, or if there's something you want to correct about your voice? Just record yourself on your phone, hear it back, recite it back, and then post a comment to me. Okay, so that I can also find out about it. If you found this helpful, share this video with a friend who wants to improve their speaking voice. Let me ask you, what is harder for you, speaking louder or adding emotion? Let me know below. Your voice is so much more than just words. Don't limit yourself by speaking in a dull, one-dimensional tone. No monotone. Embrace the vibrant possibilities, the subtle shifts in timbre. With a bit of practice, you'll transform your voice into one that inspires everybody around you, whoever hears it. If you found this video helpful, hit the like button, subscribe for more insights, and share your own vocal experiments in the comments below. Until next time, keep playing with your voice and turn every conversation into a heartfelt performance. I wish you luck. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.